Yo, what's going on, guys? Jetxc here, and we've got some Snowbreak Reddit posts that I kind of want to read you guys and give my opinion about. I read like the first paragraph, but I was like, you know what? Let's kind of do like a live reaction and get everybody's opinion on this. As we wait for which I think she should be coming this week, right? So pretty exciting stuff. We get it for free, thank goodness. But let's look into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it here, but the title is Do We Know What Are the Future Plans for the Game? And has it improved in recent months in your opinion? I've been a fan of Snowbreak since it came out. I played on and off until the last two patches when I just completely dropped off the game, only logging in a couple days a month simply because I lost investment in the characters and the story. My question is, do we know why are do we know what they are planning for the future? Are we going to get more interactions with the girls to explain their sudden love for the adjutant, like dating events or some flashback scenarios? This new Master Love style does work for some characters. Katya's fine. Life and Finny work well enough because of the pre-established interest for the main story, even if it is sudden. But for most characters, it was just an on switch, and I would be lying if I said that it didn't hurt my enjoyment of some of the characters and their growth slash characterizations. Okay. Same with the story. I remember writing about this when Finny and Life came out. The story was pretty interesting, but it followed the same structure of the last couple of updates, where Adjutant is just perfect at everything and it's all solved before anything ever happens. I do love my power fantasies, but I want it to at least feel earned. At this point, Adjutant isn't even a character, or isn't even my character. There are no longer even any flavor of choices to get some sort of role play out of the story, and we went from a capable and intelligent but cold, socially inept slash awkward character who was in the shadows of the manifestation's power-wise, into an all-powerful god with an omniscience and power to see the future. It's just really boring to me. Okay. Hang on, let me read this last part and then gameplay is fun and I love Heimdall minigames, but beyond shooting, I feel like everything I enjoyed about the game, mainly the story and characters, which is why I play the game for the most, I know I'm weird, have been either hampered or completely neutered. Okay, I'm just gonna stop there. Listen, the Snowbreak devs, CSUN has talked about wanting to redo like the first 10 chapters at some point. We don't know when that's going to happen, but the reason the story has gone in the direction that it's gone is because it was on its way out the door, right? I really want you, like, you have to go back to the reason why this happened. The game was on its way out the door completely. The game was extremely boring. It was on its way to EOS, and they turned the shit around into a master love power fantasy story with the adjutant, right? So because of that, now we get events where we get the whole marriage thing with Katya, or not Katya, with Life, Finny. All the girls are interested in Adjutant even more so when the story started, right? So they're going in a new direction because that's what is working for them. Whenever they change it, they're going to change it. They did mention that. So when this guy, kind of asked, are there any future plans? The future plan is they plan to rewrite the story. Yes, at some point. But I'm gonna be honest, right? Because he says here, like, I feel like everything I enjoyed about the game, mainly for the story and characters, which is why I play games for the most. I know I'm weird, have been either hampered or completely neutered. So, and maybe, I don't know. There's been this recent thing that I've noticed that people that are so critical on gacha game stories to the point where it just, I'm confused. Out of, like, if you're really into story, I don't know how you get into gacha games, because even if a gacha game story is good, right, here's the problem: they have to continue to sell you on a new character, a new map, and new things, and continue the story so you keep buying things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the story is here so it keeps you liking the characters that they present to you. The story isn't here necessarily because, oh, I really want to make this interesting, complex story that people will love. The whole, like, this story is here. The reason why the adjutant is the way he is because they want you to feel like you are that guy in the story. They want the girls that they make in the game to fall in love with you, whether it be slowly or quickly, because of, you know, you as the adjutant, you helping them, you doing whatever for them, and you saving them. All of this is done to sell you on an operative character in the game that you're going to spend money on. I don't get this like thing in gacha games again where story is like just the main focus. Like, I've been hearing the drama with Honkai Star Rail and how people are saying there's too much story. Like, there's just too much. Like, there's apparently 30 hours of story in this new patch. And I'm just like, yeah. Because when you're, like, you guys got to realize, these are mobile games, bro. If I want to get an in-depth story, I'll go play an actual video game. Or I'll just read a damn visual novel. Like, the main purpose, in my opinion, of a gacha game is to sell you on two main things: characters and story, characters and gameplay. And what supplements both of those is the story, right? And what helps sell a character is depending on how they are personality wise in the story, their role in the story, or the number one thing, in my opinion, how they look, depending on what gacha game you're playing. I get his, you know, frustration on he doesn't like the story, but I mean, it's a pure fantasy master love story. I mean, guys, Adjutant is about to marry literally every single operative in this fucking game. He's going to have literally like 15 rings in a couple, like in the next like 5-6 years, because every year they do a anniversary update where 2 characters get a wedding skin. They're selling you on the characters. The story is supplementing those characters. So if he is having an issue enjoying Snowbreak strictly for the story, he's asking for a lot, right? Because again, what did I say at the beginning? They had to switch up in order to save the game, because the story means nothing if the game is dead, guys. There's no manga they could go back to. There's no visual novel they could go back to, like Fate Grand Order. Like, if I quit Fate Grand Order, I could still watch Fate, the anime. I could still watch the visual novels for Fate. I could still pick up a manga for Fate. If Snowbreak is done, everybody that played Snowbreak will forget the story because it's over with. It's EOS. So they had to pivot in order to keep the game alive. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's like a mini rant for me, but I don't get like the crazy obsession for an incredible story with insane detail, especially knowing the fact that they had to make a pivot. All right, he continues. So I don't know if this is just a rant or if I'm genuinely asking a question here. Sorry about that. I love dating sims and games with romance, but it feels like the worst of all worlds. Okay. He's got to play visual novels, honestly. He sounds like a visual novel person. The character doesn't feel mine, the relationships don't feel earned, the characters seem neutered, and it all just happened all at once without any real trade-off beyond getting skippy outfits out of it, which I do enjoy, don't get me wrong. How have the last couple of patches been? Is the game heading in a better direction? Do the relationships get actually fleshed out and justified, or is it just more mindless jerking off of the adjective? Listen. Even if it was justified, like, here's what I don't understand. Every single girl in this game is eventually going to fall in love with Adjutant. They practically already have. Like at some point you gotta realize this is just a power fantasy for the fun of it, because Adjutant is literally already has 4 wives. He's got 4 wives. Like, I'm kind of speechless, because in 2 years the adjutant will have what, like 8 wives. So the point of the story is, like I said, is to sell you on these characters. At some point you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't take this too seriously. And I get it, you want like a backstory and make it all make sense, and you want like a real romance story, but my god, man, it's a master love story. He's about to have like 10-15 bitches in the next 5 years, and he's about to have 15 wedding rings. I don't know. I just, like, what do you, like, of course they're going to jerk off, quote unquote, the adjective, because it's a master love story. They're all in love with them. This is like watching a harem. Like, there's a harem anime going on right now, right? It's called 100 Girlfriends. This dude right now in season 2, he's got like 8 different girlfriends, and it's just a mindlessly fun harem. And in reality, the likeliness of this shit is, I mean, it's like almost impossible, right? I don't know. I was about to rant, but I stopped myself. Let's continue. Also, the new Splash minigame is god awful. I thought it would just be a water battle in onsen, but it's just painfully slow rock paper scissors game instead. How did this get approved? What is it even for? It doesn't tell us anything about the character. Oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't tell us anything about the characters, especially since English client doesn't even get subtitles of what they're. It's a minigame, my guy. Why does it need to tell you anything about the characters? Guys, maybe someone can explain to me in the comments, because I'm not trying to be like rude, but what is this like fervor? What is this like just need for anything and everything in a gacha game that you play on your phone to just go in depth with story? I'm telling you, you guys are in the wrong genre of game. You're in the completely wrong genre. You should be playing visual novels or single player action RPGs. Truly. Because I don't get it. This guy is asking, why is a mini game not fleshing out characters? Why can't we just talk to the girls and ask them about a bunch of topics at the onset, for crying out loud, guys? Oh boy. It's a mini game. It's a fun little mini game. The point of it is not to talk to the girls and learn more about them. The point of it is to see them in a towel, almost naked, and then just have fun playing the mini game. That's the point of it. If you want a more in-depth, you could go do the whole side stories for the memories, right? You could go do that. Like, I don't know, guys. Again, I respect the guy's opinion, but he says it himself. He only mostly cares about the story. He doesn't even really like the gameplay like that. So at this point, dude, it's not going to get better for you personally, because to be honest, I feel like he's looking for not only a different type of gacha game, but a whole different genre of game. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. I was going to go on another mini rant, but I'm just going to stop, man. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you on the next Snowbreak video. Later, guys.